Hey y'all, it's Day. So I'm going to be doing a reading for us today. Very much looking forward to this reading. As you guys know, or if you don't know, if you like to book a private reading with me, you could do so by visiting my website, which will be in the comment section below. There are many ways to contribute to my reading as well. You can visit my Amazon wishlist, Etsy wishlist, or send love through Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, all the things. I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I do want to thank my angels, guides, ancestors, God, God's source, and benevolent energies that stand in truth and love. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the guidance. Thank you for the protection. Please continue to guide and protect us as we walk our path. Thank you, 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 thank you. Sorry for that noise, you guys. That's my AC. Hey, y'all doing all right? Yeah. Let's see. So the first thing that we have here is the King of Wands. The King of Wands coming out upright. On the right of that, we have the Big Queen, or the Empress, in reverse. Definitely with the King of Wands, we have a creativity coming through. So creativity is very important. There is this energy, and I'm hearing cooking up, like cooking up this energy source of creativity. It definitely does just feel really good, and it feels really fun. And it feels like spiritual team is asking you or us if that is something that we are able to identify in our life, whether it's an activity, a practice, a ritual, a state of being, a mindset, to continue to feed that, continue to exercise that, continue to incorporate that into our lives. And it feels like there's an emphasis on, like, it's building up, it's building up, and it's going to amount into something. So love that for us. With the Empress in reverse, it's very interesting, and I'm hearing the word stagnation. The way that it feels is like there's a part of us that has one foot in and one foot out of this situation, and I'm hearing the word circumstance. I saw a video that was talking about that was like more geared towards affirmations and mindset. That's kind of like, do not allow your circumstances to, and what you physically see, to kind of dictate what's happening. Like, always hold space for miracles, always hold space for the divines, our spiritual team, God, source, universe. Circumstance. What's up? Oh, okay. Okay. One moment, you guys. I'll be right back. Okay, you guys got interrupted there. But okay, so underneath this Empress card, which came out in reverse, where our spiritual team is saying um, to continue to feed this creativity, this inspiration, something that feels like fun. It has this recycling type of energy where what you're doing, what you're feeding, feeds you as well. Underneath the Empress card, we have Big Mama. So this is the, like, the 10 of Cups. Oh, the Sun card, actually. So definitely I'm hearing resourcefulness. Like, there is whatever this creativity, this inspiration, like I said, whether it's a ritual, a mindset, a practice. Hmm. Yes, thank you. there's a lot of wealth in here, and I'm hearing resourcefulness. So with the Empress coming out in reverse, there's definitely this energy of like, if you're not taking care of yourself, it's very important to take care of yourself. If you're not prioritizing yourself, it's very important to prioritize yourself. If you're not considering yourself first before others, definitely, um, reevaluate that, because there's a lot of abundance in that type of energy, self-care included. So the first card that came out was the King of Wands, where spiritual team was like, you're cooking up something. For those of us that have already been tapping into our source of creativity, inspiration, they're saying like we're gaining traction, that the water is starting to boil, that type of energy, and to continue it. Underneath that, we have the Son of Coins, which is the Page of Coins, and it came out in reverse. Every time that card comes out in reverse, it makes me feel like we're not doing something that we need to do, or we're not open to learning, or we're not open to changing something. It's like a small tweak to what we're doing, and it kind of feels like it's an inconvenience to do that. So I'm getting also like someone being advised by someone in their network, like to do something differently or to approach something differently, and it's kind of like, uh, it feels unnecessary. So it's either that it's actually going to make things smoother, easier, more efficient, or it's like that something about that practice, even if it's not directly related to whatever activity you're doing, something about that work ethic, that tightening up, like tighten up, like cross your T's and dot your I's. Something about that work ethic is going to benefit you later on as well. So this is giving like, make your bed at the beginning of each day, and it's got kind of like, that's unnecessary. That doesn't really bother me. It's not important. But something about tweaking that aspect of your day. And it's like when you do come home, or, from whatever you're doing, and you go back to your room, it's just like something about that is already done. It's cleared space. It's just like inviting a new energy. That's just an example, but it's something like that, like a small little task that someone's not wanting to do. It's giving sixth house energy. So like someone feels like it's a task to floss, but they need to floss. It's beneficial to floss. Someone, doesn't want to brush their teeth before bed, but it's very beneficial for them to do that, to get into the practice of doing that. And I'm also getting like, expect more of yourself as far as tightening up. It's also giving me this energy of, go ahead and clean the kitchen before you even eat. So you make your food, you prepare your food, set your food aside, and go ahead and, kind of tidy up a little bit. Not a whole deep clean, but like, do it now, because you're not going to feel like doing it after you eat type of energy. Something about that is coming up, and it's very interesting because it's like, this is tied to our creativity and inspiration. How? So it definitely feels like opening space or creating space by keeping things tidy, or by addressing any sixth house energy, like keeping up with your trimming, keeping up with your hygiene, uh, keeping your house clean, picking up after yourself, routines. Something about that is like, it brings in more opportunity for creativity, because, you know, when your house is clean, you can think better, you feel lighter. It's that energy. Mm. Then we have the Page of Cups in reverse as well. So spiritual team is saying something about this task or this practice that you're being encouraged or prompted to pick up, to tighten up. It is somehow related to a maturity piece. So for some of us, we're like a little bit resistant to doing these things. Whoa. Towards the middle of the spread, we have the Knight of Swords coming out in reverse. Ooh, so this is coming through as like skilled, being skilled. If you have any desire to be skillful in whatever that looks like for you, this is going to directly benefit that. And again, there's this energy of not realizing that committing to brushing your teeth before you go to bed, how that's going to bleed into other areas of your life. Committing to, doing your chore work every week or every Saturday morning. Something is coming back that's like kind of like what our parents used to tell us or make us do. And maybe we've kind of pushed that aside for a long time. And now it's kind of like we have an opportunity to realize the importance of it is coming up. But with the Knight of Swords coming out is definitely heavy, giving skilled, and it's giving air energy as well. So intellect, uh, brainstorming, organizing, um, sharpening your skills, benefiting you later on, and not realizing that it will. Thank you, angels, guides, ancestors, God, source, and benevolent energies that stand in truth and love. I literally just heard in the making, and we have the Three of Coins coming out in the choice point position. So with this type of encouragement, it's like a spiritual team is trying to prepare you for something, and it's definitely not going to be something that you would have just thought of. So again, emphasizing the transferable skills, the transferable skills on your resume. Every time you get a new job, they always want to know, how does your previous work history relate to, this job and what you would be doing here. And it's a skill to be able to point out aspects of what you're doing or what you have been doing or what you've been spending your time doing. So that is coming out. But also spiritual team is like, you're meant to be a leader. You're meant to bring things together, whether that's bringing people together, organizations together, thoughts together, as far as like brainstorming. Just started raining. Brainstorming. You're meant to consolidate something or put something together, bring something together, and something about this skill, this practice, this tightening up is going to benefit that, but it's coming in the choice point position. So it's kind of like bringing me to this energy of, we say we want things, but then we fail to recognize how smaller assignments that we're being presented with are going to contribute to what we say we want or what we think we want, or the responsibility, the promotion that we claim that we want, or that we tell others that we can't have. So angels, guides, ancestors, God, source, and benevolent energies that stand in truth and love. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the guidance. Thank you for the protection. Please continue to guide and protect us as we walk our path. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And we have the Eight of Baskets, or the Eight of Cups, coming out upright. Ooh, yes, walking away from, some of us are being encouraged to walk away from habits that are not beneficial to us, living living environments that we're used to. So like somebody is used to living in clutter, um, and someone would benefit from like decluttering their house or their space. Let's see. Then we have the Hierophant, which came out in the choice point position. And it's definitely giving me like, if you want it, it's here, it's available, and this is what is required. So it's definitely giving me like, if you apply for something or you want to be a part of something, you have to go through the training. And some of us are not realizing that whatever this is a part of the training. But it's a choice point. It's giving your character. What have you built of your character in regards to this? Thank you, angels, guides, ancestors, God, source, and benevolent energies, and truth and love. Thank you for the love. Thank you for guidance. Thank you for protection. Please continue to guide and protect us as we walk our path. Then we have the Two of Swords falling out on top of this Eight of Baskets. A choice will need to be made. And I'm just getting clean up. Like, so someone may be using substances or on drugs as well. And there's this energy of like a need to clean up your act, clean up your habits, clean up your way of life, your way of living. Someone could benefit from changing their wardrobe or investing in a different type of wardrobe. It's more so giving though, like someone dresses a certain way that isn't becoming of what they say they want. So it would benefit them to kind of like, and I'm getting this energy of like others telling them like, grow up. And that offends them and it makes them not want to. But there's another aspect of themselves that kind of knows that there does need to be a change. Maybe it's not exactly like how the projection, how the other person is perceiving them to be. Like, I don't have to do anything. That's the type of energy. And it's kind of like, I know that they may be right or they may have a point about something, but I don't necessarily like how they're coming at me about it. And then I'm seeing, if you haven't already, there will be an experience where someone else that doesn't even know about this conversation will kind of make a commentary, or you'll find yourself in a situation where basically somebody's telling you something that you already know, and it kind of just makes you feel uncomfortable. So it's someone else that's also like making a commentary about how you dress. And this is important because it's not necessarily like, sometimes we could talk about things where like people always will have something negative to say, but it's kind of like we defend it because like, this is my identity, this is who I am. I want to be clear in saying that whatever this is that is being addressed, it's not a situation where we're needing to stand up for ourselves because someone is not seeing us for who we truly are, like the core of who we are, and this is impeding on our self-expression, and we need to stand up for that. I mean, there's definitely, whoever this reading is for, they could definitely be inclined to do so, but there is this thing of like, in the back of their head, they kind of know that something needs to be adjusted. Like I said, it might not be exactly that person's perspective, but it's like something needs to change. Is there anything else that we need to know regarding this message? Thank you. What is it that we need to know? What is it that we need to be aware of? And I'm just seeing like a well of knowledge, a well of something. So if this is indeed like personal style or needing to change the wardrobe, I'm seeing in changing your wardrobe that you will be able to find, you know, a style that still speaks to your identity and your self-expression, but it's just tightened up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Um, then we have the Wheel of Fortune coming out upright, and we have the Four of Knives in reverse. So with the Wheel of Fortune coming out, it's kind of like change, allowing change to happen, allowing ourselves to evolve, maybe like phasing out of like old eras. So it is kind of giving me um, a little bit, but it's not totally that. It's just kind of like maybe somebody is dressing in an outdated way. It's not necessarily outdated that it's giving, but it's kind of like outgrown, like someone is not growing in a way in some aspect of their life. Um, and then we have with the Four of Swords in reverse. What is that about? Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords is falling out on top of the Ace of Cups. What could that mean? I'm hearing well. Like there's a well of, I'm hearing knowledge and abundance. There's also something about like, if someone is, for example, going for a job or an opportunity, they may not be perceived as a candidate for whatever it is that they're going for. And like I said, there's definitely a place and a space for being authentic and being yourself, but just something about it is just kind of like it's not giving a certain type of quality. The presentation is not giving a certain type of quality, and that holding you back a little bit from this abundance that is available in various ways. With the Four of Knives coming out in reverse, it's like something is imbalanced, something is not totally grounded, something is not, and then I'm getting like not a match. So if someone is looking at your resume and they're like, we could see like a sparkle here and a sparkle there, but like something has not fully come together just yet on this resume. I'm not sure if it's a match. So definitely be mindful if you are applying for jobs, like looking over your resume and your job history and making it make sense to you. Like, and also if you are someone that has done various different type of jobs, it's going to be even more important for you to submit a cover letter, because a cover letter allows you to actually spell out in paragraph form how and why, you know, this past job history, like what aspect of this past job history is transferable, and how can you make, you know, a contribution to this job. Because it looks like, from what I'm gathering, whoever is reviewing the resume is going to be like not kind of understanding how your previous work history is cohesively, you know, coming together to for what they're looking for. Hopefully that makes sense. Then we have the Hermit card. I mean, not the Hermit. It's Black Hermit, but it is the Magician card in this deck. The Magician. Yes, I love this. With the Magician coming out, the Magician is saying like you are skilled, you are capable, and you are able to, like, if you are for any reason feeling a little bit like discouraged because your resume is a little all over the place, spiritual team is saying like you are crafty, you are able to put things together, you are able to, you are capable. Love that. In closing, is there anything else that we need to know regarding this message? . We have the 9 of baskets in reverse. These are the things that we're missing out on if we don't tighten up. There's a lot of luxuries. There's a lot of experiences. There's a lot of opportunities, activities. There's an element of sitting at tables, collaboration that we would be kind of missing out on. And then temperament is coming up with the Father Sims in reverse. So it's coming through of like not being suitable or something. Not being, yeah. There is this aspect, because like I said, it's a touchy subject, honestly, because it's kind of like there's a difference between not being suitable and not being perceived as suitable. Sometimes, we're not perceived a certain way, but that doesn't mean that we're not, and it doesn't take away from our value. Um, it's a little bit of both. So basically, the message is kind of like presentation does matter to a degree, and there's a way that we can incorporate our self-expression and our personal identity, like put our style on things, but there's an acknowledgement of a need to tighten up a little bit as well. Oh, okay. Then we have the moon card coming out in the choice point position, which spiritual team is saying like there's so much more to discover about our situation, the possibilities and opportunities that surround us and ourselves. Um, and then there's like allowing opportunities for ourselves to evolve. So if it is our personal style, then like allow our personal style to evolve. But something about that is a little bit scary too, because it's kind of like whoever this reading is for, they're used to, and this is just an example, the dressing, the wardrobe, but it could be many other things. Um, they're used to dressing a certain way, and they've been that way for a long time. But spiritual team is like, but you're so much more, and that's now reminding me of Snoop Dogg. He had talked about when he talked about how Master P like really like came into his life and provided him a whole bunch of opportunities that he could have not even had imagined. Basically, um, when he signed with him, or started working with him, Master P was like took him to a spot where he can get a suit and everything. And Snoop was talking about like he not used to wearing no fancy ass suit like that, and he was just like he's like it took me time to adjust to the suit and like find my own style. And Master P was telling him like Snoop was saying that Master P was telling him like I want you to basically in my rephrasing like I want you to be able to like do more things. Like if somebody, calls you and asks you to do, I forgot what the example was, but like if someone calls you, to host something, or if someone calls on you to, just do something that's like a little bit out of your element, he just like definitely encouraged him to be open to having more than one look. And it's definitely deeper than the look. It's just, I mean, imagine all the things like we see Snoop on commercials now. He wasn't even thinking that at that time that he was going to be on a commercial. He was just about the music at the time. He could have never even imagined that he would be on the Olympics, people asking him to do various different types of things, but he thanks Master P for, showing him that he could be so much more than just this one archetype of him. He didn't have to throw it away, and that's a huge part that's important in this message, because I do feel that whoever this reading is for, they do feel like a little slightly offended, like this is who I am. And so the message is like, you don't have to not be who you are, but just know that you're not just that you are more. You're many things, and be open to, being those many things that you already are. Love that for us. I was not prepared, you guys. Was not prepared. Hmm. Wow. So whoever was giving this advice that maybe someone was a little bit offended from, and then like I was getting earlier, if you don't kind of take the advice, you'll find yourself in another situation where you'll be like someone else will kind of tell you, maybe not in a nicer way or something like that. Or you might just get rejected from an opportunity altogether, and you might kind of gather that it's because of that as well. And you might be like, oh, so it's not just that person. There is also this energy of the Five of Wands coming out. So there are some other people that know you or know of you that feel some type of way, like kind of like along the lines of like, oh, you different now? Oh, like someone feels like you owe them an explanation, and you may or may not be open to providing that. Um, but they're kind of like, so you're this now? Like, so, like, what does that mean? And that may be a conversation that you have to have, or you want to have, but not sure how to approach. But just like you told yourself that, this is who I am, spiritual team is like flipping that and saying like, just because you change the way you dress, this is just who you are. Like, you're still the core person that you are. It doesn't have to change the core of who you are. So that can be like how you can kind of explain that to others if some other people are feeling a certain type of way about that, or if they just have questions, if that's something that you feel like you want to do or need to. What happened? Oh, okay. So with this Queen of Wands coming out in reverse, definitely when it's upright, she is in her fullness. She is heavy. It's giving like Rihanna vibes. If you follow Rihanna or if you've seen her mannerisms, she doesn't like go out of her way to make someone feel comfortable. Like if she's listening to you, she's just listening to you with a straight face, and she might respond with her excitement after that, but she's not like over like, oh my gosh, and like, like, if that's not your energy. So there's kind of like this energy conservation. But with the Queen of Wands coming out in reverse, it's just like sitting heavy in who you are still is important, but being in your fullness of who you are, your personal identity and self-expression, is also not limiting yourself, because um, rediscovery is and evolving is important as well. So someone is inclined to say like, this is just who I am, but not realizing with the moon card coming out in the choice point position that you're not just that. You're everything and a lot of other things as well. So really sitting in your fullness is not being afraid to like venture out and be a little bit more evolving, growing, maturing. With it in reverse, there's resistance to that, and there's an inclination to like not be open to that. With the Nine of Wands coming out in reverse, whoever this reading is for is very defensive regarding the situation, understandably so. And we have the Ace of Knives. The truth is in the choice point position, so we have to choose the truth. It's being presented to us, but we have to acknowledge it, to take it, to experience it. Then we have the Devil card in the resistant position. There's comfort in keeping things the same, being the same, not evolving. There's an inclination to be stagnant. Reject evolution, reject growth, maturing. And then we have the Mother of Coins in the resistant position as well. It's kind of like setting yourself up for the future. Going back to this 6th house energy that was coming out earlier in the reading, where spiritual team is saying, like, we're not realizing for some reason right now how this small daily task of keeping up with your, daily or weekly routines is going to benefit us in the future. So going back to flossing, nobody wants to floss, but the evidence is evident, later on. If you're going long term without flossing, you're gonna feel that later, and it's not gonna be fun. So definitely take care of that. Love that for us. Let me know how you're feeling in the comment section below. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, visit my website below. And if you'd like to contribute to my readings, do that. Also, I have a second channel, Tarot for Men and Masculines. And the and is the symbol. Tarot for Men and Masculines. That's pretty much it. Bye.